the fuck is up, everyone? Prison Metaler here. I'm doing a big four, just like I did with the big four of new metal. I'm gonna do the big four of Melodeath, or melodic death metal, but I say Melodeath for short. So, yeah. So, anyways, let's get to it. I don't know how to say in the intro. Big four of Melodeath. Let's go. Okay, now, the first band in the big four would easily be In Flames. They're easily, by far, the Metallica of Melodeath, in my opinion. Those early records are flat out amazing. I know maybe some people wouldn't put In Flames on there because they haven't been Melodeath in a very long time, and I think that's really stupid. Like, they say, you can't put In Flames in the big four. They haven't been Melodeath since Clayman, which I think that's really irrelevant. Even though they still kept some of their death metal elements, went from Reroute to Remain to A Sense of Purpose, and they brought it back to Foregone. I think that's stupid. I think that's irrelevant when people say that. They're just trying to combine with other stuff as well. So yeah, not just in Sweden, not just in Sweden, but in Melodeath in general. I think they're easily the most popular Melodeath band in the genre. Not just Sweden, like anywhere. So In Flames definitely belongs in the big four. Next up is going to be Dark Tranquillity. Just like In Flames, they definitely belong here. They're just like In Flames, they're Sweden as well. Fun fact, original vocalist from Dark Tranquillity is now in Flames. His name is Ander Frieden or whatever it is. And then the original vocalist from In Flames is Michael Stein, who is now in Dark Tranquillity. So they pretty much swapped vocals after the first album. They started the second album, which is The Gallery. Michael Stein is off. I think he only did guitar in their first album, but he switched to vocals after that on their Dark Tranquillity's first album. So yeah, unlike In Flames, I would say Dark Tranquillity is the Megadeth of melodic death metal. Mainly because they have more consistent. I know Megadeth did abandon the thrash metal at time, but at least they kept it as consistent. Dark Tranquillity pretty much does the same thing with having this more gothic metal imagery. They do use clean vocals, but not as much as In Flames does. So yeah, I would say Dark Tranquillity is the Megadeth of Melodeath, in my personal opinion. So they definitely do belong here. Alrighty, next band we got is At the Gates. They are easily the Slayer of Melodeath. Really amazing band. I don't think they ever used clean vocals as far as I know. I didn't hear everything from them. I definitely listened to Slaughter of the Soul. I think many people say it's their best album. I think that album is flat out amazing. It's definitely a lot heavier. That's for sure. I may need to listen to some more of their albums. I've heard Slaughter of the Soul. I've heard At War with Reality as well. I thought that was a great album as well. I know their earlier records has more of a standard death metal sound, but they definitely are impacted the genre. I definitely think they deserve to be on there. So yeah, At the Gates definitely goes in the big four. Now the last one, the fourth one, would have to be Arch Enemy. Now, I know many people may pick Amon Amarth or Soilwork on there. But here's the thing, I feel like those bands came out a little late, so I'm going to have to pick Arch Enemy. I feel like Arch Enemy did impact the genre as well. Even though I think their first album came out in 96. I definitely think they do impact the genre, especially they went from a male vocalist to a female vocalist. They're easily the Anthrax. I would say they're the Anthrax of Melodeath. Since I know it may not be a good comparison, since Anthrax has three vocalists. Well, not at the same time. Like, they had a first vocalist, then second, and then third. Arch Enemy, same thing. They had different vocalists, unlike the other three bands in the big four. So, yeah. Well, despite Dark Tranquillity and Flames, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I think Arch Enemy definitely belongs here. They definitely put out some albums, even though they came out a little late. They did came out in the 90s. Their first album came out in 1996, but they didn't show up as late as Soilwork or Amon Amarth. So there has to be a fourth one, and I think Arch Enemy belongs in the fourth one. So I know some people may put Carcass on there, but I'd say Carcass they're originally gore grind or grindcore, and I think they deserve to be in grindcore instead of Melodeath. So I think Arch Enemy is the best pick on there, in my opinion. So, yep, Arch Enemy would easily belong in the big four. Alright guys, so that is my big four of Melodeath, which is In Flames, Dark Tranquillity, At the Gates, and Arch Enemy. I think those bands belong in the big four. If you agree with this or you disagree, let me know in the comments, as long as we respect opinions and such. But anyways guys, that's the video. I'm going to go ahead and get the fuck out of here, so I'm out.